Yo, what's good YouTube? Welcome back guys to another video. I know I haven't posted in a while, I've been AWOL, but I'm back. And just to kick things off, I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel, and this series is going to be called Sampling Across Africa. This is going to be the part 1, and for part 1 the country that I'm going to start with is Nigeria. Basically what this series is all about is just me going across Africa looking for vintage samples and trying to flip them into modern Afrobeat. So as you guys already know, Nigeria has given us everything from Fela Kuti to Burna Boy, and you guys as well know I'm from Nigeria, so it's only right to start from here. So I went on YouTube, which is one of the biggest places to find vintage samples, and I got this song called Joromi by Sir Victor Uwaifo. Before getting to flipping the sample, I just have to tell you guys how legendary this song is and why I chose this song. So basically this song was recorded back in 1969, and this song is so legendary that this is the first gold disc ever recorded in Africa. So that really tells you a lot about the song, and you know it's going to be crazy when the person who made the song is nicknamed the Guitar Boy. So make sure to watch the end of this video to see what I really do with this sample. And just to let you guys know, I'm really excited to start this series, and I hope you guys can work with me through this series because you're going to really enjoy this series and you guys are going to learn a lot. Without so much of time, let's get to today's video. Hey, so guys, to kick things off, I have my BPM set to 100. Then I'm just going to scan through the song, get the parts that I like, and then I'm going to chop them off and then try to flip them into something brand new. And like I said before, I really love the guitar melody, so I'm going to look for the part where just the guitar melodies are isolated, no vocals around this part, I think. And then there is one more around this part. I think I would rather use this. I'm going to chop this off around here. So I'm going to select this till around, I think around here. So basically what I'm going to do is selecting this, and then I'm going to render these parts that I've selected out as a new audio file. So I'm going to go over to my mixer, go to my master channel, and then I'm going to turn on this knob right here. Then I'm going to hold Alt R, then click start. So it's just going to render this part that I selected out, and then I'm just going to isolate it. After chopping, I'm just going to time stretch it, basically just make it fit into the tempo that we have. But then I'm just going to drag this over to the beginning. What the fuck? So I'm just going to drag this over to the beginning. Oh my god. Like I said, I'm just going to drag this to the beginning, and then I'm going to look for another part that I'm going to chop. I think I'm just going to chop off this little part right here like this. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm just going to click on the mixer. This is still turned on, so I'm just going to hold Alt R, the same thing, and then it's just going to render this. So I'll keep selecting the parts that I want. So drag this to the beginning. So first of all, I want to try and get this to fit into the 100 BPM that we have. So I'm just going to bring this to like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to bring this down like this, and I'm going to duplicate this and then take this up, turn this off. I only want this part, so I'm going to put this to smooth, and then I'm going to drag this out a little, and then I'm going to drag this like this, repeat this one more time. And then for this second part, I'm going to extend this a little like this. So I'm going to go back to the main sample, and then I'm going to get another part. I'm going to get this part. So I'm just going to hold Alt R, click accept, and then I'm just going to turn this off and drag this back to the beginning. And then I'm going to select this and put this to crossfade, because I only want, I think basically first of all, I'm going to take off this, and then I just want this part right here, and then I'm going to drag this in, close this like this, and then I'm going to just like this, and then bring this in like this, close this, drag this, and then I just want this part right here, so I'm going to drag this in. So just gonna be like this. this part that I cut before. So I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to put this to crossfade, and then I'm going to like drag this a little, and then I'm going to drag this like this, and then I'm going to repeat this one more time, and then I'm going to drag everything like this. And then I'm also going to get a second part, and for that I'm going to need this, and I'm going to turn all this off. I'm going to cut this like this, and then for this is all I need. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to drag this one more time like this, but then I'm going to be needing this part. So I'm going to drag this in, and then I'm going to drag this back, drag this like this, drag this out. Then I'm just going to repeat this over, and I'm going to repeat this again, and then this. So guys, for this part right here, I rendered it out so I can have an individual audio file instead of having this whole chopped up section. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back to the original sample, and then I'm going to look for something else that I can use. I want to use the part where the Joromi comes in. So I'm going to select this up till hold Alt R. Then I'm going to turn this back off. Then I'm going to drag this over like this, put this to smooth, put this to stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here, turn on the metronome. So I'm going to put this right here, just like this, just like this, and then I'm going to put this right here, drag this like this, put this right here. Then I'm just going to repeat it one more time. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to add some effects. So I just linked everything to the mixer. So I'm going to start with this, Alt S to solo it, and then I'm just going to add the Fruity Parameter EQ. Go over here, right click, and I'm going to use this preset. Just cut out some of the lows and some of the highs. And then the next thing I'm going to add is Hala Vintage Verb. And then for the next one, I'm going to add the Fruity Parameter EQ. And then I'm going to add the Valhalla Vintage Verb. Bring this down. Just like this. I don't want a long decay. And for this, I'm going to use the ping pong preset. And then I'm going to bring the level down. And then moving on to the Joromi part, I'm going to use the Fruity Parameter EQ. Do the same thing, use this preset right here. As you can see, we have the low mids and we have the mids. We also have the high mids, so that's basically what I'm shooting for. So I'm just going to drag this in like this. And then I'm going to use ambience. This is a free reverb plugin, so you can go check it out. So I'm going to bring the dry up and bring the wet. I'm going to add the fruity delay, put this to ping pong, bring this down, increase the tone, bring the level down a little. Then I'm going to add this plugin called Wider. So guys, now that we're done with picking out the parts from the sample, so what I'm going to do now is to add some more instruments like some chords and the bass and all of that. So I'm going to start off by adding the SRX keyboards. I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to use this really cool vintage piano, this SA rocker. So basically just like this. So now that we have the root notes, I'm going to build my chords off this root note. I'm going to hold shift, click on this, and then take this up an octave, and then I'm just going to make a triad chord. Just like that. And then I'm going to repeat this one more time, and then this, and then do the same thing for this, but I'm going to repeat only the root note. So click, take this up, and and then copy this over, and I'm just going to hold Alt R to randomize the velocities. And then basically I'm just going to use one more plugin from the SRX bundle. I'm going to use this SRX electric piano. I'm just going to copy this over, Ctrl C, click here, Ctrl V. I'm going to change up the presets, just like that. And then I'm also going to add a pad one shot. I'm going to be using this, but then for this I'm going to go over to the envelope section, bring the attack down, increase the hold, bring the decay, sustain, and the release all down. And then I'm going to reverse the sound because I just like the way it sounds reversed. So I'm going to copy this and paste this over here, but then I'm going to bring this down. But then I think I'm going to pitch everything up one semitone, so I'm going to select the three of them, go to this drop down menu right here, and then I'm going to transpose selected, and then I'm just going to press 1. But then I'm going to do the same for everything, so I'm going to pitch this up one more time, do the same thing for this and also for this. So basically this is what we have now. So basically the next thing I'm going to do is to add a bass one shot, and for that I'm going to be using this Dean bass one shot. Then I'm going to set the time to none, and then put this back to resample. Go over here, do the same thing, increase the hold, bring the decay, sustain, and release all down. I'm just going to go over to the piano roll. I'm going to take this up, bring this down, bring this down, like this. And then add a note here, and then bring this down, then copy this over, drag this in. But then for this part I'm going to bring this down, so it's going to sound like this. And then I'm going to shorten this, add this here, and I'm going to shorten this note like this. And then I'm going to take this back up, shorten this, and then add a note like this. So yeah guys, I'm just going to quickly add some effects to this. So I'm going to select everything and then link them to the mixer, Ctrl Shift L, and then I'm going to start out with this. Before I do anything, I think this sounds a bit low, so I'm going to take this up an octave. So with that, I'm just going to add the frequency parameter to EQ, just boost some of the highs, cut the lows a little, just like this. So basically guys, I'm trying to use my effects to make everything sound as vintage and as classic as possible, just to make sure everything blends in with the sample. So the next thing I'm going to add is the RC20 retro color, and then with this I'm going to use the Vanyo 3 presets. Just click OK, turn off the noise, bring the wobble down a bit, and then add some space. And then I'm just going to copy this, go over to file, and then drag this save mixer track state as, and then I'm going to drop it onto the next one, and I'm going to turn this off. So basically all the effects we added for the first one is just going to automatically move to the next. But then with this, I think I'm going to add more wobble, and then I'm going to add some noise. And then moving on to the pad, bring this down. I'm going to add the frequency parameter EQ, cut out some of the lows, and then I'm going to add RC20. And then with this, I'm just going to go over to the Pad Magic preset. Then I'm going to turn off the noise, bring down the space a little, and then increase the wobble. So basically what I'm trying to do is just to make everything as nearly as imperfect as possible. And then moving on to the bass, I'm just going to add the decapitator. And then for this, I'm just going to go over to the presets, go to guitar, and then I'm going to use this PFG preset. So then I'm going to bring this volume down. So this is without the BFG. basically it just adds color to the bass guitar. So basically this is what everything sounds like. So for the drums, I'm just going to go over to my Carnival drum kit. If you still do not have this drum kit, I'm just sitting here wondering why you still haven't gotten this. Make sure to go check it out, guys. The link is in the description. I'm going to go to the drums. Basically, I'm going to get some hi-hats. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm also going to use this. So the first hi-hat, I want this to play on every first bar, just like this. And then this one is a bit longer, so I want this to just come in like this. And then moving on to this one. Just like that. So basically for the drums, I'm trying to go for something more groovy, more like Afro high life, and I'm also going to add some open hats. I'm going to use this one, but then it's a bit loud, so I'm going to bring the volume down. So for this, it's going to come over here like this, just like this. And then I'm also going to add a kick. I want something very heavy, so I'm going to use this one. So basically I'm just going to repeat this, and then over for this part I'm going to play this one more time, but then I'm going to bring everything down like this. And then I'm also going to select everything and then increase the velocities. I'm also going to add a rim shot. I'm going to use this. And then over here like this, open the piano roll, copy this over, just like that. But then I'm going to take everything up to like a D sharp, increase the velocities. And then I also want to add like a metallic perk. I'm going to use this. So I'm just going to copy the rim shots, click here, Ctrl V. But then for this, I'm going to bring this down to a B. And then I'm going to go over to a new drum kit that I'm working on, and then I'm going to get a wood block from there. I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to put this over here. Piano roll, and then I'm going to bring the velocity for this and this. I'm going to bring this down, and then I think I'm going to add a crash. So I'm going to just search a part crash, which is one of my favorite crash from my drum kit. Gonna add this, just add this over here, bring the volume down. So yeah guys, the last thing I did for the drums is just add a bonga loop and a shaker loop. So I'm going to go over, put this to stretch, go over to this, put this to stretch, normalize this, and then bring the volume down, normalize this too, bring this down 100%. So now that I'm done, I'm just going to arrange everything, add some fills, and then I'm going to get back to you guys in 3, 2. So yeah guys, I'm done arranging the beat. I structured everything out. I added some drum rolls. I also added some risers, just to make the beat sound more interesting. So guys, for the intro of my beat, I just went over to the original sample and I got the section where it was just the instruments and no vocals, and that was the intro part of the original song. So I just chopped it out, and this is what we have. So for this, I added some effects. I added the fruity parameter EQ, just cut out some of the highs, and without this is what it sounds like. So I wanted this to feel more like an intro. I wanted this to have that filtered effect. That was why I left only the mid frequencies, and then I also added the RC20 retro color. I use this depth for plucks preset. So if I should turn this off, this is what it sounds like. So basically it sounds really dry. So as you can hear already, it sounds really dry. So this preset just gives it more room, makes it sound a little bit spacey. And also for this part of the loop, I also made a duplicate of this, which is this one here, but then I pitched this down 12 semitones, which is like down an octave. I basically did it just to make this part sound like a hook, so this is what it sounds like. So yeah guys, with that all said, I'm just going to play the final product for you guys to listen.
Hey, you Kanzii, spice that shit up.
So yeah guys, that was how I flipped the Joromi song into a modern Afrobeat, and I hope you guys really enjoy watching this video. I just want to give a big respect to the legend that paved way, because without artists like Sir Victor Uwaifo, most of the sounds I really enjoy and love right now wouldn't exist. So I just want to give a big respect to all the Afrobeat legends, all the African legends that I'm going to be using throughout this series. And I also want to give a big shout out and massive respect to all my subscribers. As you guys can see, I already hit 20k subscribers, and I just want to really appreciate you guys for the support. I want to thank you guys for everything, because without you guys I wouldn't have gotten to where I am now. I just want to thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for everything. So I want you guys to go down to the comment section and tell me which African artists or which Afrobeat artists you hear on these beats that I just made, and also go to the comment section and let me know what you think about this upcoming series. Really let me know what you think about this. Do you think I should continue? Let me know if you think it's fire, or let me know if you think it's trash. Just give me your honest opinion down in the comment section, and I'll do it to join you guys there. And before I leave guys, don't forget to go down to the description, check out my drum kit. I'm going to be leaving all the links there. That's gonna be it for today guys. See you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.